everyone to understand there are a few points we have to be very clear about tonight. Biden tonight is just as overall healthy and just as capable of doing the job as he was before the debate with President Trump. Obama, Schumer, Pelosi, they all knew that he was, basically not completely together that weeks and weeks and weeks ago. In fact, they've known it for years, but they didn't care. They didn't care so long as it didn't threaten their hold on power. So what changed for Biden wasn't his overall competence. He's never been competent. What's changed is that he is now a threat to the Democratic Party. To solve this threat, the power brokers in the party apparently intended to give the nomination to Kamala Harris. Well, that is ludicrous.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. Who doesn't love a yellow school bus, right? Can you raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus, right? I love Venn diagrams. Always ask, is there a Venn diagram for this? I'm telling you, it's fascinating when you do.
Imagine the Venn diagram that explained what happened last night and this morning. Kamala Harris has not won a single primary. She hasn't persuaded a single delegate. She tried to run in the 2020 cycle, and we all remember she was utterly humiliated, dropping out even before the Iowa caucuses. And according to the regime media, her performance as VP has been pretty abysmal.
Vice President Kamala Harris and her office are on damage control tonight after the latest in a series of missteps.
Growing tension between Vice President Kamala Harris and the White House.
As the 2024 race heats up, can she make a good second impression on voters? Or could she drag down the Democratic ticket?
And remember what Politico told us about Harris's VP office? That it was totally dysfunctional. And I remember when the Washington Post told us that Harris's staff hated to work for her. And remember when The Hill told us that Harris had lost 13 high-profile aides in less than 2 years as VP. And then just, a year ago? Less than a year ago? When The Atlantic, of all places, told us that few people seem to think she's ready to be president. So what Republican could write a better attack ad than this article from last fall? Ease and confidence have not been the prevailing themes of Harris's vice presidency. Her first year on the job was defined by rhetorical blunders, staff turnover, political missteps, and a poor sense among even her allies of what exactly constituted her portfolio. Within months of taking office, President Joe Biden was forced to confront a public perception that Harris did not measure up. Ultimately, the White House issued a statement insisting that Biden did, in fact, rely on his vice president as a governing partner. But Harris's reputation has never quite recovered. And truthfully, it probably never will. Again, the people who really run things in the Democratic Party, again, Obama, Schumer, Pelosi, they know that Harris is incompetent. Just like they knew that Biden is incompetent. But tonight I'm telling you, they do not care. They just want something to change the narrative that has been a nightmare for them. And Harris, look, she certainly could do that. She would change the White House from a place where staff ignore the president to a place where staff actively hate the president. So again, let me be clear. No one who truly loves this country, no one who truly wants the best for the American people would ever subject us to someone like Kamala Harris. Not a single person in D.C. and not a single person in any government office anywhere in the world, including in Beijing or Moscow, actually believes that she is capable of doing the job. That means making her own calls on the big issues. So the best case scenario is that she would just be a puppet who does what the bureaucracy, the media, and the donor class tell her to do. But the worst case scenario is that she will bring the chaos that she sowed in her disastrous presidential campaign and in her time as VP directly into the Oval Office.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.